everybody. Welcome to a summer 2014 SWAT review. My name is Kate, otherwise known as Narataki.
And I'm Alan, otherwise known as Hisui.
We are from ReverseThieves.com. You can go there to get other SWAT reviews, as well as our monthly Speakeasy podcast, and 3+ blog posts every week. This time we're looking at Blue Spring Ride from Production I.G and is streaming on Crunchyroll. And it's a romance series about a girl named Futaba, and when she's in middle school, she kind of misses her chance to tell the guy that she likes him before he moves away kind of suddenly, Tanaka. And when she is in high school, in her first year, he suddenly shows up again, and they kind of start to get to know each other again, I guess you could say. Right. She's very different, and, I really liked that in the first episode, they kind of resolve what happened when they were in middle school, because they kind of have a misunderstanding and they then don't get to see each other right before he leaves. They tackle that in the first episode. They basically acknowledge it, that they both were kind of nervous and made a mistake, and that they both liked each other then, and they tell each other that. And then it's it has a very nostalgic feel, but I guess a very adolescent, I guess, because he says, well, we can't go back. And I feel like that's kind of a little bit of the idea from this first episode, and maybe from the story, is that they're different now, so they can't go backwards, because she has kind of nostalgia in this whole first episode about the past and how great it was and how different it was, but she has to acknowledge, and she does, sort of we're different people now.
I think the whole series will be them reconnecting and forming a new friendship, because they're obviously still at the core these people that liked each other, and they can do that again, but they have to rebuild that friendship with these new people that they are, these changed people.
And I think it's also clear from the first episode that both of them are sort of hiding their true selves, or doing things because they're trying to protect themselves from the outside world. Tanaka, Mabuchi-kun, his name has changed once he's in high school because his parents got a divorce. And I think, he seems to sort of be internalizing it, whereas she kind of has outside problems that she's trying to protect herself from, because apparently she got ostracized a lot in middle school because she was cute and guys in the class liked her. So now she's kind of distanced herself from being particularly feminine.
And there's even a case study where there's this cute girl who's small and kind of gifted, and all the guys kind of are like, man, I'd really like to date her, and all the girls in the class are like, do not talk to that hoe, she thinks she's so great.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than all of us, and all the guys like her, so we're gonna ostracize her. And so find out through the course of the episode that Futaba sort of had this thing happen to her, so she's really reluctant to do anything that would attract guys to her. And so her friendships are really kind of facades and false. And Tanaka, I'm just gonna call him Tanaka, even though he's Mabuchi now, but because it was I don't want to confuse people while talking about it, is that he recognizes it right away. And I think that might be because, he's hiding himself away as well.
I get the feeling that whatever went down in the divorce, he was really hurt by it, and he's kind of nursing these scars that, something went down that he can't deal with.
Well, also, I think it's just, I totally get him as a person of divorced parents. If it went down badly, somebody from your past constantly, the way that Japanese use last names as kind of that's how they address people. If she's constantly calling you by this name that you no longer are allowed to sort of be attached to, I can totally see why that's it hurts him, and I think it kind of makes him lash out but yeah, they've both had problems, so I'm really excited. I really liked it. That's probably obvious, and I really like the idea of them building this friendship and trying to be their true selves.
Yeah, and I feel like it acknowledges that people change, and that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. You have to deal with it in a productive manner, and I think that's probably going to be the show's interesting selling point, which sets it apart from other series.
And that you have to get to know somebody again, that, sometimes you can't just pick up where you left off. You have to really start over, and that you can start over, and, I liked all of that. So I was really pleased. And Production I.G, they did Kimi ni Todake, and I thought they did a really good job with that, so I'm getting the same feeling doing a good job, even though they're not known, for this type of series.
I think we have to address it that Mabuchi, he is obviously a huge bag of dicks that no one can ever like.
This is why you can't trust anybody, yo. Because, the only thing I had really seen was people tweeting about this. And it was only things I saw were oh man, this is a story about how I fell in love with a jerk. And it's it's not as though he is the super nicest dude in this first episode, but I didn't think,
he never, Kate, he never does nothing nice for nobody.
He never shows vulnerability.
He just pushes old ladies down the stairs, beats up a young girl, and fricassees a parakeet just to watch its owner cry.
And I think I have also, I think for the first episode too, I have a little bit of a kinship with Tanaka / Mabuchi, because there's this point where the main girl, Futaba, gets accused of stealing, and he steps in, and then the lady who is accusing her is okay, fine. And I got mad, I was no, it's not fine, you old bag, and then he basically says the same thing. So I was okay, I feel a bond here, So, he's blunt, but I think that, again, that comes from recognizing a bit of himself in Futaba, so.
And I feel a lot of the times, the gruff things he says are in hopes of changing other people, but he just kind of doesn't have social grace anymore. And even in the past, when she talks about him, he was not the most graceful person. He was just really quiet.
And he still is, seemingly.
And so she just saw that there was a good person underneath. Now he's just a little more acidic about it and a little more vocal when he does speak up. But, he's still a person who wants to help others. He's just, he's kind of got a barrier of himself.
Yeah, I think they're, like I said, they're both protecting themselves from the world. So I'm looking forward to their development over the course. Because, as you know, a lot of anime serialized, so things change over the course of many episodes. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right, seems like a fun series. I will see you guys later.